Welcome to our case analysis about Hasbro Interactive. Here, we are talking about the failure of Hasbro Interactive, analyzing issues behind it, and give us some recommendations. Hasbro Interactive, aiming at interactive games, was built as a new division in late 1995 by Hasbro, which is a large game and toy company in America. At the beginning, Hasbro Interactive experienced a rapid increase. Revenue doubled in 1997 and 1998. However, growth challenge faced by Hasbro Interactive in 1999, since its operation was too ambitious without detailed plan of feasibility. As a result, Hasbro started to lose confidence and assigned corporate leadership to tighten control in Hasbro Interactive. Even so, further difficulties led to a huge loss in Hasbro Interactive, and it was sold by its parent company eventually. Why this unsuccess happened? Several factors such as lack of communication, weak motivation, mismatched ethics and attitudes, and low employees' sense of well-being caused the existence of internal conflict, which led to the final failure. Firstly, we look at communication condition. Hasbro Interactive had inadequate communication with other departments in its parent company. One reason for this phenomena is that Hasbro Interactive got autonomy. It was built as a separate and independent division. Mr. Dusenberry was granted autonomy to make critical operating decisions. He is a man who has strong leadership and with ambition that he desired to lead his team to make high achievement, double revenue of Hasbro Interactive annually. He had already led to a huge success earlier. This experience made him be confident with his ability of decision-making and management, and with the original system in Hasbro Interactive. However, he and his team might become overconfident. They thought they understand how to make achievements in their own division much better than personnel in Hasbro, so they did not consult the other departments and made significant decisions themselves without doing detailed research and plans. It even initiated a same-game promotion with a fast food restaurant, which is the competitor of another fast food restaurant that Hasbro had already have a promotion with. Lack of communication with other divisions and its parent company caused Hasbro Interactive wasted a lot of time doing some unnecessary and infeasible activities, which deterred its development and also may cause internal conflict. Also, Hasbro Interactive resisted to communicate because of the internal competition, distrust among other departments, and information protection. Hasbro Interactive acted in best interest of itself rather than act in best interest of the whole organization. A conflict existed. Secondly, we talk about the low employees' sense of well-being. As it is shown in the picture, emotion, engagement, relationship, meaning, and accomplishment all contribute to working well-being. The low well-being in Hasbro Interactive was caused by reasons in four aspects: their engagement, emotion, relationship, and accomplishment respectively. Employees in Hasbro Interactive had low commitment level and no sense of belonging to the parent company. They didn't agree with Hasbro's intervention in Hasbro Interactive. As a consequence of tightening control by the corporate, those employees became pessimistic about future. They were afraid of unemployment, imposed control by the parent company, and bad performance of Hasbro Interactive also decreased the employees' sense of well-being. Hasbro Interactive had weak connection with Hasbro. It was relatively free before, so people were reluctant to be managed by Hasbro. They thought their bad performance caused by the corporate intervention. Internal conflict arose. Thirdly, we look at motivation. According to the expectancy theory, motivation is divided into valence, expectancy, and instrumentality. Valence measures the value a person attaches to a given reward. Expectancy measures the person's confidence in being able to get the results expected. And instrumentality measures the extent to which an individual believes that the organization will deliver the rewards that were promised. However, the motivation in Hasbro Interactive was vague, since employees worked in a tight, less innovation and creativity, and decreasing authority as well as support working environment made by Hasbro. They did not believe they can work well, and actually they performed much worse than ever before. As a result, they even felt scary about losing jobs. And Hasbro Interactive hadn't been given options for developers, let alone expecting they could get rewards. In the long term, employees in Hasbro Interactive were more likely to reject the parent company, which led to internal conflict. Fourthly, we analyzed the ethics and attitudes in Hasbro Interactive. They were almost different from what held by Hasbro. Hasbro Interactive focused on the side effect of tight management. Personnel in it cared for the loss of authority and support. They just paid attention to their own division's future development and believed that the temporary loss in their division would not influence the parent company in the long term. While Hasbro focused only on the loss in past few years, it cared for potential failure, the recent financial performance, and senior executives thought the operation in Hasbro active. Social cognition bias arose between Hasbro Interactive and its parent company, which could result in internal conflict. Finally, internal conflict resulted from all factors we introduced above. One significant and obvious conflict occurred after Ms. Daya was designated to Hasbro Interactive. Mr. Dusenberry's arbitrary personality, difference in interests between Hasbro and Hasbro Interactive, conservative environment in Hasbro Interactive, and Daya's misunderstanding for Hasbro Interactive are the main reasons which led to this conflict. As I introduced before, Mr. Dusenberry was keen on showing his leadership, and his subordinates were also accustomed to his mode of leading and had formed an attitude that they agree with the current mode of operating, current leaders, and current colleagues. They were not willing to accept new things. Successful experience made them be overconfident with what they did before. Therefore, when Ms. Daya, a representative of Hasbro, joined Hasbro Interactive, Mr. Dusenberry and his team treated her as a divisive influence and a factor could dampen innovation and creativity, especially Mr. Dusenberry. He showed his low agreeableness. He was antagonistic, uncooperative, and disagreeable to Ms. Daya. Internal conflict between Hasbro Interactive and its parent company about the operating and control system in Hasbro Interactive was very likely to cause failure because Hasbro Interactive was out of control and it did not have enough capacity to lead sustained success.
So, what can we learn from this past experience happened to Hasbro? If we come into the similar situations that we need to apply a new strategy or we need to enter a new market, what can we do to prevent the happening of next similar problems? I believe that the strategy taken by Hasbro was a sensible strategy. However, the company didn't provide enough support, such as structure, system, style, skill, staff, and shared value to support this strategy. I suggest that the failure of Hasbro Interactive was mainly due to the mismatch between the 7 factors. So, in the future, I suggest if we want to apply a new strategy, we need to make a detailed plan with consideration of 6 other factors, which will be very effective for the strategy planning. In practice, my recommendation is divided into 2 parts, hardware and software. First part, hardware, is about structure, strategy, and system of the company. I suggest that a special committee responsible for 3 tasks should be established by Hasbro. It should firstly have a structure task to assess the performance and operation of each subunit. It also needs to have a strategical task because it should supervise the fitness of the strategy applied by each subunit and the parent company, Hasbro. Next, it should also try to control the financial and accounting department of every subordinate, and they need to build a financial system throughout the whole company. Only with these measures, we can build a company with cooperation between each other in the units. Next is the software, about staff, style, and skill. I suggest a rotation program should be taken into consideration. What I mean rotation program is that when employees come to our company, we need to put them into different kind of departments for training. Only with this they can gain more communication or cooperation skills, they can gain more knowledge, and also they can have a sense of identity as a member of the whole company rather than just a member of a subordinate unit. And this will be very helpful in our future business because our future business must be based on cooperation and collaboration of our different units. In fact, our presentation was based on several kinds of theories such as social cognition, working well-being, and maybe something like expectation, and also our recommendation was based on the 7S framework. So I think with our reasonable recommendation and the performance or operation of Hasbro company, I think Hasbro can avoid this kind of risks and difficulties in the future. Thank you everyone.